My first boyfriend ever when I was 19, he was a multi-millionaire. He was extremely wealthy and I was broke. And he would sometimes give me money, but like literally nothing in compared to what he has. With that money, I needed to buy dresses to look good on the dates, whatever. So basically, I was still broke after that.
It's the Wizard Liz. I have seen her many times at the 5 Palm and whatever. You're fucking ugly. Let's start there. Like, you could not pay me to look at you even, let alone sleep with you. You're just online saying stuff and yapping, but come with proof. Because maybe your mother's also a sex worker and we don't know. So I can also say that your mom's a sex worker.
You guys, Landon just went full nuclear, like popcorn out, tabs open, brain on standby, because this is a lot. This man didn't just drop receipts, he dropped an entire Google Drive now, screenshots, voice notes, videos, text convos, time-stamped pictures. It's giving courtroom PowerPoint, you guys. And Abby has now deleted all of her videos. People think Landon threatened or kind of scared away Abby at this point. Some, however, are starting to question Abby. Still, there's one major detail Landon seems to keep dancing around, and people are noticing, you guys. He's not addressing the major claims of him spamming Abby till July, getting with Liz in August, 2 months later, getting 2 girls pregnant, etc. He can't defend it. It's clear. He's gripping at straws at this point. Apparently, according to Landon, Liz and him are back together, so people have a lot to say, and the whole thing is a mess, so let's get into it. So if you haven't caught up on my previous videos, Landon is now saying he's officially suing his ex, Abby, for defamation, fraud, and abuse. He's saying Abby caused him millions in damages and trauma during their relationship. But before we get into all of that, let's talk about how people think Liz is still with Landon, and they're not happy with that decision because Landon posted a story calling Liz fiance just yesterday, not his ex or like ex-fiance. So whatever was going on with Abby, it seems like he and Liz are still working it out behind the scenes. And of course, no one is fond of that. But back to the mess, Landon claims that everything Abby accused him of, the physical abuse, manipulation, stalking, was actually her projecting. According to him, she was the one being abused. He says she scratched his neck, swung at him 9 times, 3 landed, and even clawed his face. He does admit he hit a wall during an argument that they had, and that was the video that Abby posted on her TikTok, if you guys remember, but he says it was right after she attacked him and started dragging his mom into it. He emphasizes that he never laid hands on her and he shouldn't have hit the wall, but that he's human. He then pulls out alleged texts from Abby where she allegedly admits to getting physical and quote, "I knew better than to hit you, but I did it anyway. If a man cheats on me, I'll slap him. You've hit me 3 times thinking I did something I didn't." There's also a weird message from her quoting the Bible about forgiveness, which he calls bait. Landon's clearly over it. He's posted a bunch of stories, you guys, and he's trying to prove that he was the one being gaslit and abused. Now, let's talk about the whole Ibiza controversy. We all know by now Abby accused Landon of stalking her there, and the whole story was giving stalker, obsessive type of behavior. Landon is clapping back, saying that she invited him. He shows messages where she hypes up the trip, apparently says they'll be married billionaires there, and even tells him to come so they can potentially invest in his business. He messaged his mom saying Abby wanted him there and that it might be a good opportunity.
"My buddy out there is the one who introduced me to Andy Beal. He told me he'd love for me to come about 2 weeks ago, so when I told him about the Abby situation, he said get the hell out of that toxic situation and come stay with him. Looks like I'm taking a last-minute trip to Ibiza for the rest of the month, and if vibes are still high, I'll be in Mykonos August 1st to 7th with them as well. Strangely enough, I feel this is exactly what God had in store for me." And then he said, "This person lied to me millions and millions. What is real will prosper and lawyers are handling the rest. Let me focus on my evolution now, please." And he texts his mom, "I just saw her in Ibiza holding another guy's hand. That's crazy to me." His mom says, "That's disgusting to me." He says, "I agree." And then he clues in screenshots of messages with Abby of her saying, "I'm with married men and women, billionaires. That's why Sam wasn't invited. Some of us can't have a convo, some can't. I'm doing nothing wrong. Ha ha ha." And he knows that we all take screenshots and that he's gonna delete this later. I just don't understand how messages between Landon and his mom is proof. Because didn't Abby have like actual email receipts between her and Landon? And this is just Landon and his mom.
He says she was on Hinge while pregnant, kissing other guys. boys and had sugar daddies in the mix. He even shows a message where apparently she admits she lied about being in New York City when she was really in Nashville with a guy named Z, allegedly to avoid suspicion. He even drops the names of random dudes like Cody, James, Darby, saying none of them looked like him and that Abby was clearly playing the field. Then it gets more legally messy, you guys. Landon says he tried to make him sign an NDA, possibly because of the nudes she sent or the info he has on her situationship with Z, allegedly. Now on to the Miami accusations, you guys. Abby said Landon stalked her there in her video and even found her therapist, but he says they moved to Miami together, were doing couples therapy with the same therapist, and that his mom was literally there when Abby got the keys to her apartment. There's a message from their shared therapist who can apparently testify that yes, both of them were clients and they were doing joint sessions. And finally, he says this isn't even all the receipts, that he's got 300 more messages and pieces of evidence that he's saving for court to go against Abby. He says he's posting this to stand up for male victims of abuse, and that when he tried to speak up before, people dismissed him or sided with Abby. So Abby has since wiped her socials, and lots of people have differing opinions about this.
He wanted the clout, he wanted the, like, we've seen, all of us have seen so many videos of so many perspectives. But what do we specifically think about these posts? A lot of people are online calling Liz a narcissist. A lot of people are calling Landon a narcissist. If we are to continue with what a lot of people believe about the situation, common consensus is that Liz is a narcissist and so is Landon. So they're kind of a good match, right? That's what's being said right now. If we are to follow this train of thought, then he's kind of stroking her ego and validating that, yes, I am the love of his life. Yes, I am the most important person. He never gave a shit about Abby, blah, 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 blah. Like, right now, if he is a narcissist and the love bombing was real, then that means he means this. That means he means this. This is authentic. If he was a psychopath and this was premeditated, then this is just part of his plan. But psychopath and narcissist are two separate things. It looks to me like they might get back together. But I will say, what do we think about the fact that even though the Wizard Liz and Landon had their Islamic marriage done, which means they signed the marriage contract before the wedding, meaning Islamically, religiously, they are husband and wife, why is he calling her his fiance? Dude, she's pregnant with your baby. As a Muslim, she literally can only do that if she's your wife. She's not your fiance.
This is all just way too messy to call, but what we do know about this is Abby has wiped her socials clean of the accusations now. Landon's on full defense. Liz is still in the picture, and now this is turning into a legal situation. So what do you guys think about this? Is this damage control, or is the truth finally coming out? Who's really telling the full story here? Or are they both just as toxic? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and as always, I'll see y'all in the next video.